Good morning, everybody. Sorry, that was a little change in tune there from what we usually provide. That's a new song that I was trying to experiment with, but it kind of took a 60s turn there.
Yeah, it
Um,
was a little bit
yeah,
groovy. I kind of
yeah,
dug it, dude.
it was nice though. It wasn't too bad, eh? How's everything looking? Levels are looking all right.
Levels are
Everything's
looking
doing good.
good.
Yeah,
Uh
cool.
oh,
But
jeez.
we don't play back.
No, my laptop
Oh, it had the
the
live.
stream is the
Yeah.
delay.
That's like the worst version of telephone we could probably ever create.
Yeah,
You know.
awful.
Um, Hope everybody's doing good. It's been a pretty good week. Busy but good. How did midterms shape up for you?
They were a little bit rough. Like, I don't know, it's just I didn't have like a lot of tests or anything. It was so busy, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Like I found, for me, it was annoying because like for all the other years at Ryerson, I've always had my exams or midterms on like one end of the reading week. So either everything before, a couple days before, or everything jammed in a couple days after the reading week. But this year or this semester, sorry, it was more like I had three midterms for three of my courses before the reading week, and then afterwards I had all of my like midterm assignments and analysis reports due, and then another two midterms, and one of my courses had two midterm exams. Yeah. Um, so like in total, I think I had about six actual like written midterms
Holy.
three before, and then about three after. It was terrible, man. It was brutal.
I only had like a couple of written tests, but there's like a lot due in the
Yeah.
coming weeks.
Yeah.
Like I did like a lot of my work this week, but like I think next week I have something due pretty much every day. Like it's
Holy.
crazy.
Yeah, I've kind of been lucky in that sense. I haven't had a week really this and like yeah, so far this year and mostly of last year where I haven't had something due like every day of the week. I've been lucky enough to have like one day, but that yeah, I feel for you. That really sucks.
Yeah.
Every day consecutively have something to do or be due. Um Getting into that though, we're getting close to the end of our university
Yeah.
careers, eh?
There's only 4 weeks left in the semester.
That's
Uh
insane. I
I
didn't even know that there was 4
my
weeks.
roomie Hayden's graduating this year, or
Hmm.
trying to anyway. I don't know. I feel like that's always, a pain,
Yeah.
difficult to figure out, you know?
Applying for graduate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of honestly something that's like, I'll be honest, like a little intimidating when I see those emails for applying to like graduate programs and applying to graduate. It is a little nerve wracking. It's also just nerve wracking to think that like in comparison to 4 years of high school, I guess 5 years for you and me because of our first like for those of you
Yeah.
that don't know,
Our
like I
first
did a year
mistake
at
year.
Carleton and Aiden did his first year in a different program in RTA at Ryerson. But as we're getting close to the end of this semester and the end of our university careers, I'm starting to realize how much faster these 4 years have gone than the 4 years in high school. Like it's a completely different
Well, that's
experience.
that's like something I noticed in like middle school, right? Because like
Yeah,
grade 8 felt like a month of grade 7, and then grade 9 felt like a month of grade 8, and then grade 10 felt like a month of grade 9. Like it's just like it's getting faster and faster and faster. Like I
do you
just
think
can't
that's because
handle it.
we're getting older, or is it because of like the things that we're doing? I guess are more. I don't know. They contribute to like just they're better. I guess I don't know how to really define what I'm trying to say. Like, is it our age that we're getting to and we're just kind of like getting above 20 and time is starting to roll a little quicker for us, or is it the things that we're doing in terms of having actual life to live through and have a job and go through, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Like I heard about this theory where it's like the first year of your life feels like the longest because it's 100% of your life, and then
Okay,
the
yeah,
second year doesn't feel as long because it's 50% of your life, and then the third year is 33%. So each
gotcha.
year is less percent of your life. So because of that, it feels like shorter. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like when you're like, I don't know, 80, um, 1 year feels like the start of December until Christmas when you're 5.
whoa, yeah,
Be based on that. And I remember that being like the month of December when I was little, taking so long. Like just
yeah.
it felt like absolutely forever for Santa to come or whatever. Or
Hmm.
even like Halloween, right? Like we'd only put up the decorations, start doing our costume stuffs maybe 2 weeks a month. Like my family was always very prepared with that.
Yeah,
Um, but like it felt like it took so much longer. Where now it's like, holy crap, Halloween's tomorrow. You know, like it's
Yeah.
not anymore. I mean, this is live. This is November,
But like no, I completely get what you're saying. Like it's I won't relate it to like a fight, or like to like a fighter's experience, but the whole thing is kind of like oh, like you're doing all this busy stuff in terms of media, and then like all of a sudden it's fight day. I find it's the same thing for stuff like that, like Halloween and Christmas as well. As we're getting older, it just kind of pops up.
yeah,
Like the amount of time that we used to put in when we were younger to like Halloween and decorating and waiting for Santa. It did feel like forever, but now not so much at all.
yeah,
I remember my dad and my mom one time. It was so awesome. This was like one of like the first years that I like kind of knew Santa Claus wasn't really a thing. Spoiler alerts, everybody, Santa Claus isn't real. Sorry, I hope there's no young kids listening.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I remember like the first year kind of realizing that, and my dad still would go out like he does every year with this like sugar, carrot, and oatmeal mix that looks blue and all Christmassy, and he'd throw it on the roof for the reindeers and stuff like
yeah.
that.
We do stuff like that too. Like we
Yeah.
put carrots out in the yard, and I like looking back on it now, like we'd always go outside and see like, oh look, stumps of carrot. Like, was my dad picking up carrots off the ground and eating them
Yeah,
for us? Like,
no,
what was
right.
going on there?
We'd see the roof and there'd be all this like blue sugary oatmeal crap like streaming down the roof, and
Yeah.
we're like, did reindeers really eat that or what?
Yeah,
But yeah, the cookies were always like the deal breaker. Because
yeah.
my parents would always eat the cookies that were left out, and it looked like Santa Claus. All the
Oh, they
crumbs
do
everywhere.
it was deliberate. You know, you always leave a little bit of milk. You always leave like a little bit of the cookie left and a bunch of crumbs everywhere.
Yeah,
In reality, you probably just grab the cookie and go
yeah.
on the
Honestly.
plate. You know.
Oh frig. Yeah, man. Those are really cool memories though to have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
a
getting to
wicked
be
time.
Christmas time again because
Yeah.
I mean the daylight savings really threw me. I want to talk about that
Yeah.
before our
Yeah.
recaps up in three
Yeah.
minutes. But um, like it's getting to be that Christmas time again. Like Starbucks was bringing their Christmas red cup back.
Mhm.
Not that I drink Starbucks, but I
The-
saw it
The
online.
day after Halloween, so like what, November 1st, whatever it was, on all the TTC rail, like the streetcars, was like winter and Christmas advertising, just for all the like retail shops and then for your Eden Center, everything like that. The
Yeah.
day after Halloween is when the race starts.
Oh yeah.
Freaking money making, man. It's a good season to be a business.
Well, I remember when I was in first year in Pittman, I was like, lol, I went and bought a Christmas tree on November 1st and put it up just for the joke.
That's
but,
awesome.
And then it didn't come down. It didn't come down until I moved out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you were at my place in Pittman.
Yeah,
You remember the
but-
Christmas tree in the corner?
Holy crap.
You were there in like probably April and that Christmas tree was still up.
Maybe it was just it made like seemed to make so much sense because I'm one of those guys that likes to leave the ornaments out late in the year as well. Maybe I just
Yeah.
like thought it wasn't anything, I just would have assumed. On that though, yeah, the friggin' like, do you really think reading weeks or sorry, not read mental daylight savings, my bad. I got off topic. Daylight savings, do you find it's beneficial or does it hinder you in any way?
I think it's absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's such like first of all the sun's setting earlier, so I'm already experiencing the seasonal
Mhm.
effect of it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden, like the days are like it's dark at like 5 o'clock. Like, and then I've got family out west. They're further north. They got it way worse.
Yeah.
And I'm here complaining about Toronto, but like it's still bad. Like,
Out west, are they getting snow right now?
oh, they've had snow.
They've had
They've
snow.
had snow. Yeah, my grandpa sends me pictures of it. I don't know if I can.
By the way, I just want to say to everybody, if you should model your relationship with your elders off of anyone, it should be Aiden Bell. I just want to say,
Why?
because I appreciate how good of communication you keep with your grandpa and your family in general.
Oh, because
You
I
know what I
text him
mean?
stuff on WhatsApp.
No, but just
Yeah, because he stole our dog. So it's kind of funny. He sends me pictures of our old dog just hanging out,
Oh my
doing its thing.
gosh. Yeah, what kind of grandpa would he be if he didn't try to steal an animal? from
Yeah,
your
no,
farm?
no, we gave it to him. It wasn't getting enough love.
No, but what I'm saying is like you maintain wicked communication. Not a lot of kids do that with
Oh, yeah?
with their family. No, seriously.
Oh, we got like a family group chat and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
us too. But yeah, I don't see a lot of young kids trying to maintain that communication and those relationships with their elders, which is good. Yeah, we're hitting time.
Yeah.
All right.
It's show and tell.
Show and
o'clock.
tell. Yeah.
Let's play a song and we'll do my intro again. I didn't make another one. Okay.
I'll pick a song here. Let's go. I think I'm gonna try to revamp a little bit of our audio.
Yeah.
We're like super
that
vibey.
iPad app's pretty easy to load.
Yeah.
So
I love it. All right, everybody. This segment is called Show and Tell, where Aiden and I bring you items that we love and that are dear to us, but hold some pretty cool meaning. Let's get it going. Aiden, do you wanna start?
sure, I'll
right.
start this time. All right. Are you ready? My
Yeah.
thing's pretty cool.
Okay, I'm excited. I love this segment.
All right. You can see me. This here. Wait, gotta get it in frame. This here is an Atari 2600 video computer system. Okay, and this isn't all I have. I'm gonna switch to another camera so we can actually see what I've got here. So that's visible on the desk there. I also have E.T. the extraterrestrial for it, which there's a very interesting story about this game. I got this controller here that's got suction cups on it, so we usually stick it to the wall. This is an Atari controller, but it's like a Mad Catz one, you know, like a fake one.
Yeah.
I've got Missile Command, which is the classic, Missile Command.
Yeah. Freak.
Asteroids. No, I thought I had Donkey Kong in here. I do have Donkey Kong in here. All right, Donkey Kong.
Like, okay, I won't interrupt. Like, just go. I want to.
Yeah.
Tell us.
So this is my roommate's Atari. It's he found it because we both used to work construction, right? But we worked for different guys, and it was contracting. So the construction that I worked was he was a nice guy. He's like French Canadian guy out of Orleans, like the French part of Ottawa, and he'd give me free crap all the time. Like he gave me my air conditioner. He gave us like bats and bats and bats of insulation for the barn because he knew he wanted it. So every time there was like a 2 or 3 left over, he's like, oh, throw them in the pilot, for the farm. But my roommate Hayden was working for his dad, who's a contractor, and they had a client who owned a moving company, but he also owned a bunch of houses on a street that he was renting out, and one of his tenants moved out really quickly. So they were there the same day. Hayden and his dad were doing renovations to try and get it ready to rent again because the guy was pretty rough on it. And they were there with the moving truck trying to like get all his crap out. I don't know what you do with that. Like, do you take it to the dump? Like, do you try and auction it off? Like,
yeah, I assume like auction it off.
Yeah.
No, or take it to the. I don't know.
Whatever. Not important to the story. But anyways, this box of crap was at the side of the road, and Hayden's like, "Can I have that?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." So it had 36 games with it.
Okay.
So this is kind of cool because it's like one of the few Nintendo games that's not on either an iPhone or a Nintendo platform. So it's Donkey Kong. This was like the first appearance of Mario. And
it can't really be configured it's not configured in any other way for any other platform.
Yeah, like there's like pirated versions for like Sega and old computers and stuff, but this was like the official release. This was before Nintendo had its own console. So it's
so
like
wicked.
The arcade port, right? This Missile Command is like the classic Atari, you shoot missiles out of the sky. This one, E.T., this one like in 1983 came out, and it was such a colossally bad game that was rushed out, and it was such a big IP, and they ordered so many copies of it to be produced, and so many were returned that it pretty much put Atari out of business. And they went, and there was a urban legend that they had buried the cartridges in the desert. And in like 2015, one of the video game YouTuber guys raised enough money and got in touch with like some dump people that like were like, yeah, we dumped the Atari cartridges, they're over here, and they got like a backhoe, and they found them in the desert, like in a hole in the desert, all these copies of this game. And we have 2 copies of this game. So
holy crap.
But it's like renowned as like one of the worst of all time.
What?
And then Asteroids. So yeah, that's what I got. What? Atari.
Okay, hold on. That first off, that's friggin' insane. Bringing a golden dinosaur into here. Why did E.T. fail so terribly? What was wrong with the game? Why did people hate it so much?
It was The premise of the game was that you walked around as a ET. Like Atari games were like really simple, right? Like this
Yeah.
was like that came out in '77, so like you got to imagine the amount of power that thing had. Like when you were looking at things on screen, you had to use a lot of your imagination.
Mhm.
So you walked around as this green square that was like ET. You jumped in holes and tried to find parts, but sometimes you'd fall in the holes. Like it was just a really frustrating game.
Yeah, for not a lot of reward.
Yeah, like just not enjoyable, not fun. But because ET was such a big movie that year, they
Right.
really pushed it. They really advertised it. They ordered so many copies because they were expecting to sell so much.
Hmm. Well, their initial sales must have been pretty insane, like the opening day. But like, what was the turnaround time around? Was it like people would play it for a little bit, or was that as soon as they'd open it up? Like it was like same day bought, same day return.
I
type
think
of
it was
crap.
pretty much that type
Yeah.
of thing. But
That's insane.
I think I saw a statistic that it generally took like 6 months to a year to make an Atari game. I think they had this done in like 2 months. So
Yeah, they were pushing hard because of
Alright.
ET. All right.
your turn.
So I have brought a original Howe's London telescope spyglass dated 1941. It's an S7 World War II, like basically pirate spyglass used by Navy officers in the Navy. Also,
Hold it up a
just-
little bit.
Yeah, I for sure. So I'll dive into a little bit how it works, and it's a four bulbed glass eyeglass, and it pulls out like this. It's beautiful, and it's stamped on the top. Howe 79 letter hall S7 London Dollins 1941, which, as you know, I believe it was 1939 to 45 for World War II. It's beautiful. But basically, you change the focus by taking the first bulb lens, and you just push it in and out to change the focus.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you want to try?
I
Yeah,
do want
give
to
it-
try.
give
Hold
it a
up.
look. And it's really cool because your focus lens, like you can look at your hand right in front of your face, like the depth of it is insane.
cap on it?
No, here, put it face me and push it forward to try and change the focus on me. Try this.
Oh, I'm starting to see things.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
So, I wanted to bring this in just because we're getting close to Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
I brought us poppies if we wanted to wear poppies.
Oh, give me a poppy,
yeah,
man. I
I
wanna
should
wear
have.
a
Yeah,
poppy.
let's put some poppies on. I should have.
both
busted them out.
our dads are
Yeah.
veterans
I
here.
should have
So.
busted them out before the show.
So you put it on your left.
Left
Left
side over your heart.
Oh, there we go.
So yeah, the
I
story
got
behind
mine.
this, basically, my brother has always seemed to luck out with these awesome trips.
Yeah.
And not to say that I haven't. Like I got to go to England for almost a whole summer and work with the YMCA. It was great. But he got to go to Australia and New Zealand for a couple months one summer, and he went into this little kind of antique shop, and he saw this telescope, and he loved it. And he wanted to get me a present for Christmas, and he just really wanted to get me something for the holidays that year from his trip. This telescope was, I won't say the exact price, but it was way out of the realm of possibility for his finance, And
Yeah.
Ethan's 2 years younger than us guys, my little brother, so just not in the same financial situation as us, and we're not in a good financial situation as students in general. Yeah,
for
so you
real.
can imagine.
Preach, sister.
So he actually didn't buy it in New Zealand. He left it there. He couldn't afford it. Came back to Ottawa and got it. He actually was really upset with himself. So he talked to my dad and asked for some help financially for it. And then he called and got it shipped over to Ottawa within that week. Didn't take a week, but he got the job done within the week.
Yeah.
And it's such a nice gift, man, because for about like 2 hours, we just sat and talked about all of our favorite stories that our parents would tell us about pirates, and we talk about Pirates of the Caribbean and just, World War II. And I wanted to bring this in because it not because of what it looks like or what the actual item is, because of what it caused. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just brought back
It's a
so
good,
many.
wholesome memory.
Yeah, it brought back a lot of wicked, wholesome memories. So yeah, I find that's pretty cool.
We both brought in old crap today.
Yeah.
Yours is a lot more functional than mine. We have no idea if the Atari works. We don't have the right cables.
That's kind of like a fun little little thing not to know though. You should just plug it in one day.
Yeah.
Just plug it in.
Yeah. Well, like we can't.
Is it what does it need?
It needs like an adapter to hook up to the TV. It's like a $15 part, but like I just You know, you
Yeah.
can play them for free online.
Plus, it also looks really pretty just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, now it's time. We're having a special episode today. 'Cause I think it's
Yes.
that time
Yes.
in the episode,
It's that
right?
time. It's that time.
So you want to play some music?
Yep.
And I'll get it set up here. Just talk.
All right, everybody. So, do you want me to describe the event, the segment? Okay. Everybody, thank you so much, by the way, for tuning in. If you are, we really appreciate it, and we hope you're having a good time with us so far this morning. We're going to jump into a little unique section of this episode, and this segment is called Beer Tier Listing. Aiden and I are going to tier off the top beers in Canada, and we're going to rank them from best to worst, and we're going to give them letter spots, basically, for the highest to lowest rank. We're going to rank them based on taste, based on faculty, based on how they're brewed, based on history, based on appreciation from the general public, and then we're going to rank them up, and it's going to be good. We hope you guys enjoy it.
All right.
All right.
So I'm going to go to Mac Mini here for...
If you guys are just listening, you're not watching our YouTube stream, I suggest that you do so because I believe they'll be able to see that page, right?
Yeah, I think our midterm review person is happening soon. We get like our feedback.
Perfect.
And if you're just listening to this, it's going to make absolutely no sense. So.
Yes. But as long as we tell you, if you're able to listen, then I hope you'd be able to type in a quick little URL there. Hit up YouTube, Hoser.
Hoser
episode
on
4.
YouTube.
Yes.
All right. So what do you want to start with here? So I guess you can't see, eh?
No,
Here,
I can't.
I'll move the screen.
Okay, that's perfect.
Can you see
that's,
that?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I can see that.
That's good. Perfect. Did you change mics?
I was always on this
Oh,
one.
you were? Okay, you were
Like
just
last week I was
shifted
on
over.
that one,
Yeah.
but
Cool. All right. You you open it up. Pick one.
all right, I'm gonna start out with the Broke Student Classic.
The
PBR.
Yeah.
So my feeling with PBR is that it's very important as a student. I'm gonna see
Yes.
if I can like fit this better.
Oh, nice.
That's a little bit better, right?
Cool.
So PBR is the classic Broke Student beer, right?
Yep.
But it's terrible. It's disgusting. You can
Yes.
only drink this after you've had other beers.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Right?
You have to have consumed some sort of alcohol before you consume this one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It
it's
is-
the only way it'll go down. Like it's
It's-
actually disgusting. And I think we should rank it lower because of the hipster factor, right?
Yes.
Like people are like, "Oh, I actually like this beer." It's like, "No, you don't."
You like it because you have to like it. You like
No.
it because, like,
It's more like you like it because you think it's because you know it's a bad beer, so you're like, "Oh, I'm edgy. It's a bad
oh,
beer."
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that
You know?
knocks it down a peg
Yeah.
for me, for
so
sure.
I'm feeling a D,
Okay. And
You
a
know?
good solid D.
solid D. Also, for any
Mm.
okay boomers that are listening, this is the best rank. F is the worst rank. I know
Okay,
it's
boomers.
A is number 2
Yeah.
for some reason. This is how the internet did it. So
Mhm.
you pick the next one.
Okay. Let's do I see Budweiser up there?
Or
do I see-
Yes, Budweiser's here.
Budweiser? Perfect. Okay, well, Budweiser, I just want to say a quick fact. Budweiser has overtaken Bud Light to become the most valuable beer brand in the world. According to new rankings from Brand Finance, it's worth $7.5 billion, which is very, very valuable, and that's increased within 6% within the last couple years. Budweiser, I find, is a very tasty blonde. It's light. It's not too bad, but it has the right amount of hoppiness and kind of that, that like barley, sour taste. It's just enough.
It's a good cheap
balance.
beer.
Yeah, but it's cheap.
But it's not stupid cheap, right? Because PBR is like it's you buy it because it's cheap. Like it's like $12 for a 6-pack, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Where Bud is like $15 for a 6-pack, and
Yeah.
for that you could get Sleeman. I forgot to put Sleeman in here.
Oh, Sleeman's a good beer.
I feel like you could get better beers, but Bud's the classic, you
Mhm.
know.
Well,
So
also too, Bud has a lot of, excuse me, Bud has a lot of cultural tie. They're pretty old beer, man. And you look at a lot of, it is a cultural thing. As an example, I'll say Donald Cowboy Cerrone from the UFC. He's a very, very good fighter, very prominent in the sport, famous guy. He loves Budweiser. Conor McGregor has the Proper 12 whiskey. Now it's Budweiser versus Proper 12 whiskey. So they have a lot of kind of cultural pull within people within society. I like Bud, but where do you think it should be ranked?
I think it's above PBR.
I
I
agree.
think it's a solid C.
Okay,
You
yeah,
know,
a solid
because
C.
you can get better cheap beers,
Mhm.
but because of its classic and its cultural significance. So
Mhm.
do you agree?
I would
C?
say a C. Yeah.
You can disagree with me,
No, no,
man.
no,
Like
no.
this
I
is
agree.
supposed to be a
I'll
debate.
disagree. Yeah, no, for sure. But I'm just gonna. I'm curious to see if we're gonna have any E or Fs. If we're gonna have any
Yeah.
beers that we absolutely
Just can't do.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I see one up there, top left, maybe. Do you want to?
Top
Yeah,
left,
you hit
Bud
up.
Light?
No, top left.
Top left,
Yeah.
no name beer.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to put that in S rank,
I know.
man.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
Let's do it. No, because
No, it's-
I've had a sip of it. Aiden offered it to me, and I've had a sip of that friggin' beer, and it's actually decent. It's pretty good.
It is surprisingly good.
Yep.
I'm convinced that it's just like runoff from Molson or something.
Do you think so?
I think it's just a better beer, and they just buy it in bulk. That's what they do with everything, right? Like
Mhm.
no name brand mayo is just Hellman's.
Yeah.
You know, that's why
Yep.
it pisses me off when my roommate gets so pissed. Yeah, this is like a pet peeve. He actually got mad at me, like behind my back, I guess, because I bought no name brand mayo instead of Hellman's, and I'm like, like
You
what?
disgrace.
I'm disgraced, man. I saved $2.
It's just the eggs are better in the Hellmann's.
Yeah.
All right.
So what are we saying with I'm like tempted to put it somewhere up here.
I
Just
would even
because of
say
the bang
A.
for buck factor, you know.
I would say A because of the bang for buck, but also A because I was shocked. Like I've never taken a sip of a beer that I expected to be like not the best, and for it to be like to overly exceed my expectations.
Right? Like it's
it
like
really did. It made it
surprises
changed my
you.
facial expression at
Yeah.
the party. It did.
yeah.
It did. I'd say an A, or even no. I
think
keep an A.
A. How about this? I'm gonna put it like here, and if there's something that's like no, that's definitely an A, then we bump it to B.
Okay,
But if there's
cool.
something in B, like there isn't, you know, like there can be more than it's a, you know, you can fill
Yeah,
these
yeah,
up
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
gotcha.
What's next?
Let's see. Ooh, Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Yeah. The Jay's beer. Light, a blonde, another one. I haven't bought too much Bud Light myself, but I've drank it and been offered it a lot at parties and at friends' houses that actually have like a fridge full of beer. A lot of the
Yeah.
times it'll be Bud Light, maybe a sixer of Corona, and then Budweiser. But Bud Light, I feel, kind of has more of like the sports and athletic realm kind of on lock. Am I right? And would I be okay to say that, do you think?
Like when I picture Bud Light drinker, I picture the fat guy in an arm recliner watching NASCAR. Like nothing else, just NASCAR.
What about the Jays? What about like baseball?
Yeah, like, what do you think he's watching when there's no NASCAR
Yeah,
on?
true. Okay, yeah. It's his pastime for his other
Yeah.
pastime.
Like, okay, I guess the ranking too takes into account the drinker of the beer, you know, and that's why we're giving
Yes.
no name brand such a high thing because I love no
Mhm.
name brand beer. It just makes me so happy.
Yeah. It makes me happy to know that there is a beer out there that has no name and not a lot of significance, but can compete with the big boys
Yeah,
in terms of taste.
yeah, for
I
real.
like it.
So okay, so what are we doing with Bud Light?
Bud Light, I say, honestly, dude, like in between C and D, or with C maybe.
With C?
What do you think? Like,
I'm
'cause
thinking-
I don't buy it a lot, so I want to know if you know
I don't think
anything
I've-
about price.
I don't think I've ever bought it. I don't know. Like, for me, I don't feel like it's as good as Budweiser.
Yeah,
I'd put
you know what? Because we just said that we've never bought it, it has to be lower.
Yeah,
We've
but
bought
I almost
PBR.
want to push PBR down.
to E. Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
like this is like they don't have Old Milwaukee. They don't have no name beer. Okay, fine, I'll get PBR.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. True.
What's next?
Um.
Well, I just said Old Milwaukee. You want to do Old Milwaukee?
Yeah. Sure.
Do I have Old Milwaukee? I thought I did.
I thought so too. We could say something
You see
about
it
it.
up there.
I don't see it. I think I'm mistaking it for the Sapporo.
Yeah. I was
Nice.
so certain I downloaded it. Oh well.
That's all right.
Labatt Bleu.
Labatt Bleu. Okay. Another one that I haven't actually drank too much of, but when I hear Labatt Bleu, I think of a Quebecer on his 4x4 with
I think of
greasy
Scott
hair.
Burgo.
Kind of the same thing, maybe.
Yeah.
No offense, Scott Virgo. You were actually pretty cool.
He was our tech teacher in grade 11.
Yeah.
Kind of grade 12.
Yeah.
Like he was around in grade 12, but he wasn't our direct teacher.
It's actually pretty cool because just a fun fact, Hayden's, excuse me, I always get Hayden and Aiden mixed up. Aiden's roommate, Lila, her Miss Kutchke, her aunt.
Yeah.
Aunt was our integrative tech teacher in like the 9th grade, which is pretty cool.
And if any of you guys are listening and walking downtown Toronto, if you find your name is a Wi-Fi network, that's my house.
Yes.
Yeah. We got Cameron Baird, Stacy Kutchke, Scott Virgo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Legends to our demise.
So what are we?
Yes. Let's move on.
Labatt Bleu, where is it?
Dude, honestly, like Labatt Bleu is probably the one that I know about the least and probably that I drink the least.
So
I would
like E.
Yeah, I would say E, but also I've never even really done much with it, so I want to put it at F just because I'm being a little bum right now. Yeah, screw you,
You know
Labatt
what?
Bleu.
Yeah, especially since it's Labatt Bleu. Nobody ever says Labatt Blue. I'm putting it like here.
Yeah,
You know, like
Friggin-
you get to be
in
there.
between F and G that isn't even there.
Between F and go home, you're drunk. What's next?
Thank drunk I'm not God. Let's do. Oh, what's the one on the bottom level to the right, the blue one? Is that
Belgian Moon.
Belgian Moon? Okay.
I love Belgian Moon.
Yes, I like Belgian Moon a lot.
It's a wheat beer, a little bit sweet, a little bit of a fruity flavor,
little citrusy almost.
a little bit acidic.
Yeah. I like it. I love that beer because of the feeling. I love the throat sensation when you drink that. That's one of my favorites. Because I'm not usually I don't really like super hoppy beers because they kind of hurt my throat. But I find this has a good balance of citrus and yeah, it's pretty tasty.
Okay.
Yeah, B. I'm
B.
okay with that.
I'm thinking B.
Yeah. I like that No Name's kind of our crowning jewel right now.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
It makes me happy too.
Yeah.
Let's do Molson. You want to do Molson?
Molson? Yeah, let's do Molson. So there's Molson there. So where's that
Molson, I would say, is pretty. I want to say it's above Budweiser.
going? Above Budweiser?
Yeah. This is the thing.
You
It
know
could
what?
be completely.
I think we're putting No Name squarely in A.
Yeah. I was hoping.
I have S rank reserved for something special.
Okay. Yeah.
So Molson here and
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'd say so. With Belgian Moon, or is that Blue Moon? What is it?
Belgian Moon.
Belgian Moon. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
like it's a good cheap beer. You know, like
It
this
is.
you go to Dance Cave or whatever. You always get a picture of Molson Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. That's kind of it's like a go-to. So yeah, I like it at B.
Okay.
This is the kind of a funny thing because this is meant to be kind of like a debate or just having like discussion between which would be better or worse. But
we're just
Aiden and I
completely
come
agreeing,
from we come
man,
from a
like-
very similar place, so
Yeah.
I feel like we both feel the same on a lot of alcohol.
Either that or there's some truth to it.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
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 Like I
agreed.
was listening to H3 podcast and they were doing this with Halloween candy.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the theory that the more people they had doing it, like it's like that jelly bean thing, right? Like where you guess how many jelly beans are in, and some people guess way too high and some people guess way too low. But when you
Yeah.
average it out, they're pretty much always exact because like they cancel each other out, and
Right.
like you end up getting like very close to the actual number.
That's pretty cool. You know,
So
what we
I
should
feel like that's with this, right? Like
Yeah.
you know,
Agreed.
maybe a beer. What's a wine guy called? Sommelier.
beer,
Beer.
Burley,
Burley?
Yeah, Burley. We'll call it a Burley.
That sounds like burlesque. But what's next?
Let's go for Corona. Maybe. Do you want to do Corona?
Corona.
Yeah.
This is like a basic girl.
This is a basic blonde bitch drink. I'm sorry to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of our boops. But this is a. I'm not gonna lie. I like Corona for its taste, but I'd say even put it a little in between C and D, honestly.
C and D.
Because I find Corona it's good to a point, but it's good to the point where people start overlooking other beers because they think Corona is like the best summer beer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Squeeze a lime in it. It's got some pretty cool advertising and nostalgia to it, but I don't think it's as good as they think they are.
Yeah,
In
it's
my
like
opinion.
like the only time I ever want to drink it is in the summer and like when we're on the beach or on the patio. You know, like you got to
Yeah.
be outside. It's got to be summertime. You got to have a lime in it. Like you got to have it's got to be the right mood, you know?
And when I
And
said
anytime I'm going to like a party with like female friends and they're like, "Oh, bring a beer or something." I always bring Corona.
Yep.
You know?
hmm Oh yeah, when I said blue B, that could be Aiden or me. I had blonde hair and Aiden has blonde hair. So yeah. Corona or blondes love Coronas. Let's move on.
I'm gonna let you do Guinness because I don't think I've ever had Guinness.
Okay. So I explained this to Aiden kind of before, and it's kind of gross, I guess, to describe a beer in this way. But I describe a Guinness as you have to treat it like a very luxurious and gourmet meal, because I find the foam on Guinness is almost it's like the difference between having apple pie with some ice cream and apple pie with no ice cream. Guinness is the apple pie with some ice cream. You know what I mean? Because you get that foam on the top. It's got a little bit more like, sustenance to it, a little bit more thickness. It's friggin' delicious. But I don't want to put Guinness too high, Aiden, because the detriment to Guinness is as soon as it's taken out of the fridge, and if you don't finish within 7 minutes and it gets a little bit warm, it tastes disgusting. It's like swamp water.
Okay, yeah.
So a cold Guinness, I would say goes in between A and B, or even an A, honestly. For
A?
me, yeah.
I'm gonna put it in A
But,
for you because
yeah.
I got my no-name beer. In
I
there.
really appreciate Guinness, but I would say a warm Guinness would even go at C and D. But if you're a proper drinker and you drink Guinness the way it should be within the first couple minutes that it's out of the tap, then I'd put it in A for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think next up should be the Weeb beer.
Sapporo.
Sapporo.
Yes. Did you say
Konnichiwa
weed
desu.
or wheat?
Weeb.
Oh,
Weeaboo. It's for anyone watching who doesn't know what a weeb is, it's like a person who likes anime. And yeah.
Yeah, anime enthusiast. Okay,
Anime enthusiast.
you talk on this one a little bit.
All right. So I got a buddy, Chris Wang. This is like one of his favorite beers. We shouldn't let him drink beer though. Because
We need to have a segment, an episode on like friends drunk stories.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he breaks things. He's just not a. One time it was New Year's at Hayden's house, and he just like everyone was having a good time. Like everyone had at most 2 drinks, but he was just gone, and he started fighting Hayden's dad, who's a big construction worker.
And let's also say Chris is a pretty big dude.
Chris is
He's a
he's
stocky
pretty jacked,
guy.
dude.
Yeah.
But then he passed out, and it took 4 people to carry him and put him in the Uber to take him home.
Was that at your?
No, that was at Hayden's place.
Oh my god! Imagine that at the farm.
So Sapporo, I'm gonna put it in C because that was a traumatic event.
Yeah. But do you like Sapporo though?
It's okay. I feel like it's a little bit. I don't want to sound like a white person and say spicy. Like it's like spiced or something. You know, like there's like cinnamon or something in it. You know.
Mm-hmm. I find that, and because of that, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because of that, I find I couldn't drink more than like one Sapporo.
Yeah.
Or have like just a glass of it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to like actually go out on a night of beer drinking with Sapporo. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, it's just like a weird taste, man. Like I don't know.
Too much of a bad thing is bad.
Yeah.
Or too much of a not great thing is worse. Do you want to? What's next up there? Ooh, I see your bugaboo right there.
Oh
But
yeah.
we'll save that. Let's save that for a little later.
Oh, let's do that now.
You want to
I
do?
feel like doing that
Okay.
now. So
Okay.
this is my absolute favorite beer. You don't even get to say anything about this. This
No.
is a square in the A.
Yep.
It's a shock top. It's like Belgian Moon. It's a wheat beer. It's sweet, but it's a little bit acidic and citrusy, and it's got like orange peel in it or something. And I'm like a big orange guy. I love
Orange
like,
zest.
citrus
Yeah.
flavoring and everything. So
I find having that nice citrus is like it cleanses like any bad aftertaste.
yeah,
When you have a nice citrus aftertaste.
yeah.
Yeah, Aiden and I, like, Aiden was shocked last night that he forgot to put Shock Top on the list, and I was like, how could you?
Yeah, I
your
texted him a
favorite.
screenshot of the Photoshop document with all the beers listed out. I'm like, let me know if you want me to add anything else. And then I'm like, holy crap, I forgot Shock Top. Like, how did that happen? Like,
the number one.
when I was working last summer, my weekly routine was bi-weekly routine was to buy like a 24-pack at the beer store of Shock Top.
Yeah.
And like I'd have like like one a day or whatever, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would last me like 2 weeks or something like that.
Sure.
That big box, but it was just kind of goofy because I was walking home with this big crate of Shock Top, and all the homeless dudes were looking at me funny, like,
Oh
hey,
my God.
give me one.
Dude, you cannot walk through downtown Toronto if you're smoking, if you have an LCBO bag or anything. You cannot walk downtown without people asking you for your booze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Is that Heineken I see?
That is Heineken. So I
I
feel
like
like we're
Heineken a
gonna
lot,
disagree
man.
with this a lot
I like it.
because to me, Heineken is a dad beer, but not my dad beer. Like a dad beer for dads that pay people to do everything.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Like the kind of dad
Like
who
Don Draper from Mad Men.
Yeah, but like the kind of dad who's like, oh, we just finished the basement, but like, you know, he hired someone to finish the basement.
Oh yeah.
I have a new deck. And it's like he paid someone else to do the deck, you know? And he drives around in a Lexus, you know?
Yeah.
But like not a nice Lexus. He bought the Lexus used, you know? Like he's like
It's like
upper
an older
middle
model.
class, but like not upper class. You know, like
Yeah.
he's not buying the craft expensive beers. He's buying
Oh my
Heineken. 'Cause
God.
Heineken is a respectable beer, you know?
Yeah. Holy. Okay.
So that's why like
I see.
so
this
we're
is
totally
what,
gonna
we're
disagree about
on this because I think Heineken, like, oh my God, I don't even want to say I agree with you on that, but you've kind of just like put a thought into my head. I think Heineken's freaking delicious. I think it's refreshing. I think even this is the other thing. This is why I would even put Heineken even a little bit above Guinness, is because even warm, I find Heineken can be good.
yeah.
And it's the bottle, the nostalgia behind it. You know, like, yeah, my dad drinks Heineken sometimes, Aiden Bell.
Like,
and
I do like it. It's a good beer. I'm just saying the kind of people that like I like. Oh, you're a Heineken
Yeah.
drinker, you know?
yeah, no, but that's the thing. Our associations with the drinker to the drink are different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to say put it in. What do you want to put it in?
I want to put it in like C.
Okay, I wanted to put it in between like A and B, maybe even an A. So I'll split halvesies with you and go
Yeah.
in between like
We'll
C,
go-
B maybe if you want.
let's I think B. We got enough that are like
You know-
half, you know.
Okay, yeah, let's do.
Let's do B. And you know we'll spread it out a little bit even distribution. We'll put Corona
Yeah.
in D.
Nice. Okay.
Sorry, Raimi.
Yeah.
And then Grolsch. I don't think I've ever had Grolsch. We just use
Grolsch is a beautiful. It's one of my. I'm gonna put. Honestly, I didn't even know that I couldn't recognize. I didn't even know you had Grolsch up there, because this is gonna be an S for me at the top of the list, because Grolsch, as you know, is I think my
Okay.
favorite. Grolsch is a light blonde German beer. It's delicious. It's tasty. It's zesty, but has the perfect balance of like hops, and it's not. I find a lot of blonde beers, you get an overabundance of hops and that kind of sour backthroat taste over the actual flavor. But Grolsch is one of the only kind of really intense like light beers, blonde beers that I find has the perfect balance of everything.
Yeah.
And it can be drank warm or like spiked cold. I love Grolsch. It was one of the first beers I ever drank in an actual glass with an old German guy that was like the grandpa of one of my really good friends. I want to put it at S for me.
S?
Yes.
All right, you get your S.
Thank you.
We both got an S though, okay?
Okay.
'Cause I got a secret hidden beer.
Okay.
All right. So the last of the normal beers is Coors Light. So this is a pretty sentimental beer for me.
Mhm.
So this is what like I drink with my old boss when we were like working.
Nice.
So I used to, like I said before, work construction, and there were a few times where he'd have me up to his cottage overnight for like building an outhouse, because he bought a plot of land on a Quebecois lake,
Mm-hmm.
and he was going to build a cottage there because he was like a contractor, did refurbishing people's kitchens, fixing houses, that sort of thing. So he had me up just to have labor, and he'd pay me, but he'd show up with like a 24 pack of Coors Light, and like by the end of the day we'd have like finished it, you know.
Oh my god.
But it was just weird because you didn't even feel it because you were sweating it out so fast. because
Yeah,
you were
it was like-
actively working,
yeah.
you know. So
Burning it off.
I don't know. I've got some love-hate relationship with this one. I'm feeling B.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
because
okay with that.
it's also like a 4%. You know, like
Yeah.
it's not a very strong beer. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. Like it's kind of just water.
It
you
is.
know?
It's
like,
kind of. It's yeah. It's like I was about to say piss water, but no. It is kind of like just groupy water.
yeah, like
Yeah.
PBR is piss water. Like
Yeah,
4.5%
PBR is
tastes like
friggin'
actually tastes like
piss
it's
water.
got like cat pee in it, like
Yeah.
ammonia. You know,
Yeah.
like Windex.
You open it and there's like an aroma to it in a
Yeah.
very bad way.
Yeah.
I heard from a little bird that you have a secret beer, Aiden.
Yes. So hold up. I'm gonna just toggle my stuff here. All right. So we're gonna cut back. Oh yeah. Look at this. Wait. Oh, that's not doing what I thought it would do. Oh, there we go. That's my dad.
Oh, Papa Bell.
Papa Bell.
Papa Bell.
There you are. You made it into the show. There's my mom. There's my dad's friend, Michelle, and I cut his arm off. I didn't want people to be confused.
What a forearm, though. Look
Yeah.
at that.
But my dad, for the past 2 years, has been making cider and wine. Okay?
Mhm.
And let me just say that his wine is awful. I don't think it's as bad as Ilka's dad's wine. But his cider, I think, is like actually the best cider I've ever
Really?
had. Yeah, like genuinely. Like it's and like most of the people that have had it like agree with me that it's like really good cider, you know?
Yeah.
Cuz he doesn't sweeten it very much. Like it's very tart. So
Okay.
I think people like it for that, you know?
Yeah.
So
It has like kind of like its natural apple cider flavor
yeah,
rather
like
than
it's
like
like a
an
little
apple
bit of
freaking candy in your
a
mouth.
little bit of like a kind of starchy, tart, sour flavor to it, you know?
Yeah.
So because of that, it's going
Yes.
squarely in S.
Plus, just look at that Papa Bell right
Look
there.
at him;
You
he's so
can't put him.
proud of
You can't
himself.
put
He's
him
crushing
under
grape.
S, man.
The one good thing he does with his wine is he turns it into moonshine,
That's
which is
That's
which is pretty good. But
one thing that
the wine itself is a little bit rough.
one thing
Sorry, Dad.
that I learned from like only within the last like couple months is how most like things like moonshine and a lot of alcohols, vodka and a lot of tequilas are derived from different alcohols like wine or certain
Yeah.
beers, things like that. I've never really knew that. I thought it was always kind of like, oh, base chemicals added to make the solution, but I didn't realize that they were mostly derivatives from other kinds of alcohol. Like gin is a huge one too.
Yeah, like I was my I used to like or I do really love gin. So my current roomie for my birthday a year or two ago got me a make your own gin kit, which was like a neat idea,
Yeah.
sweet gift. But like I open it up and it's this like thing of like herbs and like 2 bottles, and you're supposed to fill it with vodka and then put the herbs in and let it sit for 2 weeks. Like
And that's it.
that's it.
Yeah.
But I'm like that's a ripoff. But then I realized that like Bombay is made with like Absolute vodka or something like that. Like they use vodka, like they like it's vodka with that stuff added. So for
Yeah.
some of the brands, they just buy vodka in bulk and then let it sit with those herbs in it, and then you got gin. You know?
Do you know Smirnoff vodka years ago had two main brands? Now you have like the light white Smirnoff vodka, like that standard bottle. You know, it's very recognizable. Before they had two, not just their dominant one, and it was kind of to, you know, touch more of more of the classified. Why am I blanking on this? The classes, the financial classes. You know, it's for cheaper vodka, more expensive vodka, so on. But what they actually did was all of the vodka was the same. All they did to change, only change in the difference between the crappier quality one and the better quality one was the advertising and the labeling on the front. That was literally it. And people thought that it was worlds different in taste, but it wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's like my roomie was telling me too about Grey Goose vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know everyone's like, oh, Grey Goose vodka, it's the best, it tastes amazing. Apparently it was just like the crappiest bottom shelf vodka, and they were going bankrupt, so they're like, we're just gonna charge $70 a bottle, and then everyone's like, ooh, you gotta pay $70 for a bottle, and it's you know
Grey
Well,
Goose is Grey Goose now.
it's French vodka. Like why would a French guy be making vodka, you know?
Yeah.
That's like I don't know, Bulgarian Scotch, you know? Like, well, it's not Scotch if it's not from Scotland, but you like Bulgarian whiskey. Like, why are you doing that, man? Just there's so many other people doing it way better than you. Just do your own thing, you know?
Speaking about doing your own thing and weird alcohol and just beer in general, I just want to say some quick facts, some
Sure,
shootouts.
Go for it, because we got
Aiden,
2 minutes left.
yeah.
So
Do you know or can you take a guess as to what the strongest beer in the world is in terms of alcohol percentage?
18.75%.
The strongest beer in the world has a 67.5 alcohol content, and it is called Snake Venom, brewed by a brewing company called Brewmeister.
Okay, but like, I want to ask, like, is it still like, do they have to distill it to get it to that point?
I don't know. That's the thing. I should research that, but I'm not sure. But it's 67.5%. I don't know how you could combine or get an alcohol of that percentage with like a taste that's legitimately a beer still. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But it's called Snake Venom. Like, I don't know. Where's my camera here? Like, I can't really zoom in on that, but look at this look at the logo, man. It's deadly looking.
yeah.
It's like toxic and green. Okay.
Okay,
Next
I think
one.
you have time for one more
Yeah.
fact.
Slugs really like beer. If you ever pour beer on a slug, they love it. That's why I'll do another one. Amsterdam pays alcoholics in beer to clean streets. 5 cans of beer for a day's work plus €10 and tobacco.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, they pay alcoholics in beer.
Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you, in Toronto, pay the homeless guys a pack of cigarettes to go clean up cigarette butts?
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Bring back 50 cigarette butts, you get a pack or something.
Yeah.
Like, like, or even pigeons, you know, like get the pigeons, train them to pick them up. And they put them in a little dispenser thing, and they get some food or something like that.
Well,
You know.
you think too like an
All
alcoholic.
right, we gotta
wrap it up. Oh yeah, true. Right?
So-
All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really, really appreciate your ears and your eyes.
Do you want to do your shout outs?
Yeah. Shout out Elizabeth Vaudry. Shout out my dad. Shout out my mom, Spencer and Rosanna Mandy. They're here this weekend. Shout out Ethan Mandy. Love y'all. And shout out friends and family.
Shout out Papa Don. Shout out Uncle James. Shout out Dad for having alcohol. Shout out Mom. Shout out Eunice. Shout out Hayden and Lila for the Atari and all the other things.
Peace, everybody. Have a good weekend.